Iran is a very complicated country. There are a lot of difficulties that the Iranian government is imposing on its people. So there are a lot of things you're not allowed to do in public. You need to do them in private. There are a lot of pressures. A lot of freedoms are not the same as the US. There are a lot of contrasts. People, some of them are agree with the government. Some of them opposing the government a lot. Some of them want to stick to the traditions, and younger generation, the urban younger generation are more trying to adapt the Western culture. So I would say from a perspective, there are a lot of cultural differences, but at the same time, a lot of things that are portrayed in the media, the day-to-day life for a lot of people is not different. People go to work, people have access to all the technologies and gadgets and everything that people are using here, accessing to films and series or a lot of things. People find a way to access them. They're not always easy to access, but people find a way to access them. They watch a lot of series and movies that people watch here in the US. So there are some cultural differences, but I wouldn't say that when I moved from Iran to the US, I had a cultural shock. I don't say that. It's probably different for different people. As I mentioned, there are different groups of people with different beliefs in Iran, but that has been my experience. If you're a young person, your day-to-day life is just you go to work or you go to university, hang out with your friends. If you want to see a movie, you have your movie. Even if you want to get access to some beverages that might be illegal based on the rules of country, you'll find a way to do that. If you want to dress in a certain way, there are things you can do. So a lot of people might not agree, but that's where the complexities begin. So it's kind of we have people from both sides. So there are things that you need to comply with from a government standpoint. But the point that you can do this, a lot of people would just try to adapt the Western culture, and a lot of them are opposed to that. So there are a lot of contrasts and complexities.
What are something you are proud of the most being an Iranian?
I think getting close to people is very easy in our culture. So I really like the help that you can get from your friends and your family. That's very valuable for me, and that's as part of the culture that I really like.